Good evening, everyone. I hope that you are having a restful Monday. I know that Monday is the busiest of the work days, and it's the start of a wonderful week. I am excited to share with you today's topic, which is two powerful test prep study secrets. Not really secrets, but I needed to grab your attention. And hopefully, it will be something new to those of you that are preparing for your exam. Now, what I'm going to talk to you today about does not, it transcends any exam that you're trying to take. So I want to kind of take that thought away so that you're not so focused on is this for me or not? It will fit your needs. And my whole thought, again, I am Tamara Gibson, the owner of TT Innovative Solutions, and my entire thought is always about working smarter and not harder. When it comes to taking tests and prepping for tests, I think that these two powerful habits and strategies will help you to get to know the content even greater. And remember that the content that you are learning is not something that is elusive. It's not something that you don't have to learn. It is something that's going to be a part of your rich and long history as an educator. So knowing the content really is not enough. You have to know how to think about the content and also to think about it under pressure because you're going to be timed. The secret really is for studying is really not about how long you can study, but really how you study differently. So these two game-changing approaches that I'm going to share with you tonight will hopefully get you on track to really focus your learning, focus your studying, getting you into a habit of going after what belongs to you. So why these strategies work, I'm going to spend some time talking about that. I'm going to present the two strategies, one of them being cognitive apprenticeship with Think Alouds, and the other one is the Error Analysis Journal. And then I'm going to share with you some upcoming things that are happening here at TTIS. Again, thank you for being in attendance, and I hope that every week it is my goal to bring you something valuable. I don't believe in wasting time. I don't believe in bringing you things that are not going to help you in the long run. So really the why. As a company, we have thoroughly focused on being data driven. I know that when I was in the classroom, I was kind of sick of that term, but it is the truth. If you follow the data and you make the necessary changes with appropriate research-based strategies, the numbers don't lie. You will be able to be successful. These evidence-based strategies that I'm going to talk to you tonight, and again, there are two of them, are going to help you toward your ultimate goal, which is certification. So the cognitive apprenticeship with Think Alouds, it's a brilliant idea. It helps us to focus, outlook. It's a simple concept. And then there's like three main things that I want to share with you. But this powerful habit comes from researchers. And it's coupling it with something that we already know extensively about, and that's Think Aloud. So I kind of want you to think about it like this. When you watch a chef cook, you don't necessarily watch and see the final dish, and that's all they show you, okay? You watch their process. You hear the things that they explain as they're adding the various ingredients at certain times through their presentation, and you learn the reasoning behind their technique. Well, in the same way is a Think Aloud. It involves us observing and listening to our expert problem solving in action. So instead of us kind of memorizing a bunch of things, and we do need to memorize some things, but instead of just solely relying on your memorization, of formulas and facts. You're going to get inside expert mind in understanding your thought processing. And this particular technique is very, very powerful. Okay. It shows you your mental roadmap behind your answers. You get to gain insights into your decision making that you're making and improve your judgment on your next assessment, your next quiz, test, whatever it is that you are using as your source. And then you kind of leads you into the understanding the reasoning is more valuable than, of course, I said before, the memorizing of the facts. So what makes this so powerful? Well, research kind of shows that the mental strategies behind solving problems is far more valuable than just knowing the steps. And that was what my explanation about a chef and what the chef brings to is talking along the way as they're completing the actual dish. And so this strategy really lined up with the other strategies that are often taught is just so much more powerful. Okay, if you see my graph on the screen right now, this research backed approach is excellent. You see that memorization is one of the lower ones. Doesn't mean that it's not valuable. It doesn't mean that you're not going to use it. It means that it's not the best for the entire portion of the time that you are taking your test. Practice test and think alouds coupled together give you greater advantages as you go along. And again, what makes this really powerful is your understanding of the mental strategies behind solving the problem. It's way more valuable than just knowing that answer and memorizing the answer, okay? It's like having a mental GPS versus just memorizing turn by turn directions. We are noticing each aspect as we go along the way. When you're approaching a math problem or you're analyzing a complex test passage, we don't just jump to answers. We literally go play by play. And there's a specific way for you to break down the problem, identify your patterns, and work through some of the confusion that's probably hindering some of your progress on certain competencies. This approach is very powerful for the exams that you are preparing for right now. And let's just be honest, we have to recognize our patterns so that we can apply the appropriate strategies so that we are not just memorizing facts, but it really becomes a part of you. It really is part of your understanding because you're not just going to use this for the test. I would say probably 75% of what you're going to learn, you're going to be able to use throughout the course of your career. That's why I don't mind going through and walking through the information. I'm learning new information every time I get an opportunity to present and to grow and to give back to the community that I've been a part of this many years. So that's defining the logic behind using this particular method. Again, it's a think aloud coupled with your cognitive thought patterns as you're going through. Okay, so definitely a great strategy to use and to utilize. There's lots of research on this. I only placed up a very simplistic graph of showing you the various ways that you could study and that what will give you the best bang for your buck. But there's various strategies that you can use. And just like we go out and we find things that tailor to us, your favorite type of shirts, your favorite type of shoes, and they work best for you. This is the way that I'm presenting these strategies to you. Try them out and then see if they work best for you. Now, I know that I gave you the why and a little bit of what teasers of what it is, but definitely we'd love to walk you through these strategies and I'll talk to you more about that. So let's go on to our second second one for today. An error analysis journal. So it is a journey though, but journal. So there's some hidden treasures that we can locate while we're using this strategy or this opportunity. You can really look at your mistakes, and they can provide you with some valuable insights about your learning patterns. Recently, I had an opportunity to work with a candidate that I believe is going to pass her test, and I look forward to sharing that passing in the next couple of days, or our next time again on Monday. But recently, I was able to identify the exact thing from the patterns that we talked about during our sessions together. This allows you to analyze your errors, and it helps you to rewire your understanding of difficult concepts. It gives you what to focus on, because a lot of times that's really what I see. Miss Gibson, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. Noticing your errors when you're taking these practice tests, these beginning assignments, can definitely help you along the way. Am I looking to have targeted growth? Okay, I'm going to identify exactly where to focus on to maximize my impact on the studying, and really kind of fight against this unsuccessful approach that, oh man, I made a mistake. I feel horrible about it. I want to avoid this whole process. And then I go back to repeating the same errors because I never, ever took a deep look, a deep focus on what it is that I'm repetitively making a mistake. And sometimes you can't do that on your own. Yes, I would love for you to be a part of our journey, us to be a part of your journey, and for us to be able to assist you. But there's so many different ways to help you if you cannot participate, if you cannot afford our services and things of that nature. But again, you start to feel bad. You're just like, oh man, I'm not going to get that. Make these mistakes. But these mistakes can actually be our greatest teachers. It's things that we can learn from. Or maybe you just reviewed a test or a thought, and you'll say, well, how did I miss that again? This method really is for you. And error analysis journey is a dedicated space. It's where you document, analyze, and reflect on your mistakes, but not just about the writing of stuff down that you get wrong, but really understanding the why. Why did I get it wrong? Where is my understanding of this concept skewed? It's the misconceptions that sometimes we work through with our own students. So there are all kinds of people that look at it this way, and all kinds of professions, I'll say. You think about the academics that I'm talking about now. You think about sports and music. Oftentimes, they don't just practice more. That's the concept or the thought most of the time that people take. But they practice with strategy. They practice intellectually by analyzing the errors that they're making and adjust their approach. When you're analyzing your errors systematically, you start to see the patterns that emerge. You get an understanding, an insight of oh man, I don't know about this particular part of the concept, or I don't know the vocabulary. I need to, focus on the vocabulary. And then you can kind of look at the consistency of your misinterpretations. Okay, certain types of questions that you're not answering right. I noticed that one client that I had, when they asked them for multiple answers within the question, that they weren't really focusing on that, because sometimes they'll tell you, like, basically select all that apply. If you notice that you're missing those type, then you want to focus on that. And you want to note it, and you want to write it down. This strategy really helps with a learner mindset. 3 things that I'll say: it builds your critical thinking, it helps with your cognitive flexibility, and it actually can be a motivation tactic and technique. So with the critical thinking, you analyze your own errors, the misconceptions that I talked about, building accurate understanding of actually what it is trying to ask you. If I know this particular part is a problem, I can go and I can research it on my own. I can figure out and get to know as much as I can about that particular competency, that particular domain, whatever it is that you are trying to gain more information on. It also supports your long-term memory, because just as our children are, when they understand the thing so well that they can teach it to themselves, they gain ownership of it. It's theirs. They're not going to forget it when it's time to take a test. They have internalized it. That's the word that I'm looking for. They have internalized it, and so they are going to do well on that particular part. With cognitive flexibility, you're organizing your studying. Many of us are very structured. We have a certain way that we think. We have a certain way that we process information. We've come to learn and know ourselves. And so keeping everything in one place and having a central place to kind of revisit your notes is a great strategy. And then on the terms of being motivated. As I stated before, the focus on, oh man, I'm just making all the same mistakes. It's an opportunity actually for you to improve. You can see the pattern of you choosing that same type of answer, and you can use it as a learning tool. Okay. Again, being able to reframe how you answer that question and understanding how you go forward from there. So, an error analysis journal can be your personal improvement roadmap. I talked about the roadmap with the other concept. Each entry that you point to, that you put in, it helps you to know exactly what to pay attention to, what needs you have. And it helps you to save time. And time is the most powerful commodity that we have, period. Time. So opening up these large books and not knowing where to start, not knowing what to focus on, not even knowing what you already know. I'm just reading it from cover to cover. I'm wasting a lot of time. I said last week the different ways that if I were taking EC 391, where I would start. I could start by using these 2 strategies with each of those competencies, or each one of those exams is the way I want to say it. Whether it's PPR, special ed exam that you're getting prepared for and working on, it matters not. These strategies you can implement today in your daily routine to help you to get better at what you're at, understanding the framework and the information that you're being asked to understand. So as always, I am very grateful that you give us the opportunity to share with you practices, approaches today, these 2 valuable strategies toward your test prep journey. I know you feel stressed. I know that right now can be a pivotal point for many of you, but you are fully capable of doing it. The hashtag that I continuously use, and I just changed the year. I started using it last year, and that is to crush your goal. You started out with approach. You were going to study and you were going to do all of the things to make sure that by the end of this year, you would be certified. If you have not made that stands and you have not gotten to that particular goal, don't give up. Hear me well. You are fully capable. We would love to help you. Our information is on the screen before you. You can contact us by sending us an email. You can visit our website. You can join our Facebook community. We have a private community where I often drop freebies, where I walk you through entire competencies and things of that nature. And we have some webinars that are coming soon. In the webinars that are coming soon, I'm going to show you how to utilize the strategies that I've talked to you about. And I would love it if you would go now to our website, ttinnovate.com, and join our mailing list so you can be one of the first to find out what we have going on here on our side. But again, we can be found on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I have a personal page at LinkedIn. And again, all of those areas, we drop gems, we drop information because we are here doing our very best to teach, train, innovate, and provide you with solutions that will help you to maximize your time and reach your ultimate goal. Thank you again for watching, for spending a little time with me today, and I hope that I'll see you again next Monday. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It helps us to gain more traction and reach more people. And again, I had the opportunity to celebrate Crystal this week, and I have some others that are coming behind to state and to know what accomplishments they have had since they worked with us. I'm so very proud of her and her work and allowing us to service her. If you need the same service, please come on. We're ready to help. Good night, everyone. Have a great evening.